Hey guys, what is up? It is Dalton here.
And I'm Tyler.
And welcome to Video Game Finds number 82. Now this week, we have a couple of cool finds. One was an awesome Craigslist deal, and the other was from our local thrift store, which was really awesome as well. Again, if you guys are not aware, the stuff that we are showing this is actually a couple weeks ago that we found this stuff. And the reason we're doing that is because we have so much stuff, in the last couple weeks, that it would just be too long of a video to show it all at once. So we're kind of spacing it out a little bit just so you guys don't have to watch like a 30-40 minute video. And we have, extra stuff to show in the next video. But I'll explain when we found it, but you guys will just be seeing it a little bit later than it was actually found. So, but anyways, you'll still get to see it, so it's still exciting either way. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive in. So the first stack here, actually we'll go ahead and start with this stuff because it's just real quick. We stopped by our local game store, Games Ahoy, yesterday, and I was realizing I needed a few of these just because, I've been putting it off for too long. I just needed to get them. But we have here a full bag. I don't know if you can really tell what's in there, but we've got a full bag of plastic box protectors for NES games, Super Nintendo, N64, and Game Boy. There's a total of 46 of them in there. 18 NES, 19 SNES and N64, and then 9 Game Boy. 3 of them I will be, or 2 of them I think. It was a couple of them. I can't remember how many. But I was going to give a couple away to a friend because he needs them. So those will be going out. And then I've got, the rest of them from me. So they're just, basic foldable plastic protectors. They're, protect against sun rays and, keep the boxes from crushing, things like that. And I have a bunch of loose boxes and complete games and stuff that I'd like to keep protected, just so they don't get destroyed or anything like that. So that's why I bought those. They were $1 a piece. It ran me like 46 bucks or something like that, and like 7 cents in tax change, just because they try to incorporate the price of the product with their tax for the clear cases anyway. So that's why it was, pretty much an even price. So very cool. At least I finally broke down and bought all those because I needed them. So very cool. Alright, now next piece here, another smaller pickup here real quick. This was done about 2 weeks ago, a little bit more. We went to our local Goodwill. Usually they have, $4 on their DVDs and games, stuff like that, which is ridiculous. It's a really crazy price for, stuff that should just be moving constantly. I mean, they have their whole back wall now is just covered on their back counter. They're just covered with stacks of DVDs. It looks like, a big mess. But anyway, Tyler and I were there, and we found this one game. It was actually in their CD section. It was just laying on top. It was pretty funny. And I had a half-off coupon that you could use on one purchase. And this is the only thing we wanted to get there anyway because there was nothing else really of interest. So, very exciting. Got this for $2 and then 14 cents with the tax or whatever. But that is a copy of Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal for PS2, which is very, very cool. And that one is 100% complete, which is nice. Very nice disc. Very good condition overall. The insert has a little bit of damage at the bottom, but it's not terrible. It's just, slightly fading away and stuff, but I mean, that's not that terrible. It's in very good shape otherwise. It's a very nice feeling case. Feels brand new for most parts, so that's very cool. Alright, and then after that, I think this was, a couple days later, I was meeting a buddy of mine, Tyler went with. We went to a really cool place called All That in a Bag of Chips, which is, basically what the title entails. You go in, you pay $5, and it's basically, all you can play, video arcade. But it's not arcade machines. It's actual, TVs and game consoles set up that this one guy owns and runs. It's really, really cool. You pay your admission, and you get this really cool bag. You get a, soda, and then you get a couple bags of chips and stuff. And you get to sit around all night long if you want and play games, which is really cool. They had everything from NES all the way up to PS4, Xbox One, you name it. It was all in there. It was really, really cool. But anyway, we went to that. But before we went to that, I met this one guy off Craigslist up there by that area, just because it was, convenient for all of us to meet up there, and I had to go up there anyway. And but anyways, there was this really cool Craigslist deal, and it was a PS2 lot, which is awesome. And I'll go ahead and tell you how much I paid for it. It was a total of $40, which is an incredible deal for what's all in here. And he didn't have a picture or anything of what he had, so it was kind of, sketchy at first. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do it. I don't know how good this stuff is going to look. But I ended up meeting him, and I got to look at all the stuff before I purchased it, and I decided it was a great deal, and I purchased it from him. So, very, very cool. I'll go ahead and show it off, in increments. We'll show the console stuff first, and then we'll go into the games. But first here we have 3 PS2 consoles. We've got 1 fat and then 2 slim consoles here. Very cool. Unfortunately, the fat console does not read discs, but it's not the end of the world because the 2 slims work perfectly fine. So that's very cool. I was, not complaining at all. That right there alone was good for the 3 consoles in there. That's awesome. Then we had 1 bonus PS3 controller thrown in there. It's not functioning. I tried changing the battery and everything, but it's not working. I just think it's a dead motherboard. I'm not positive, but I mean, this was just pretty much thrown in there, but it's in very good shape otherwise. But unfortunately, I couldn't get that working. So anyway, not too big a deal. And the other one here, a non-working DualShock 2 PS2 controller. Very nice thumbsticks and everything on it. Very nice condition. Looks brand new for the most part, but it just, again, does not function when plugged in. But very good for parts. So anyway, still very cool. At least, that's the only, I think those are the only things that were not working, was the fat PS2 and those 2 controllers. But other than that, not a big deal. Alright, then we got a couple of random things here. We've got a couple of cords that would go to a laptop or something. I'm not really sure what that's for. It was just kind of thrown in the bucket. And then we have a aftermarket power brick that I actually plugged in with an NES, and it worked on an NES. So that was actually really useful. So that's very cool. Got an NES power brick there. Alright, and then we've got 2 extra fat PS2 power cords here, which is really cool. Both those work nicely, so that's good. And then we have the full setup for each console. We've got the 3 power cords here. There's 1 regular power cord, and then the 2 power bricks for the slims, and then 3 sets of AV cords, which is really nice. So each console had a full set of cords, which is awesome. That's really cool. It's always nice to get a full set right off the bat like that. It's easier for, not having to piece it together later. So very, very cool. Alright, and then Tyler can go ahead and show those over there. These also came with the consoles, and these do work, so at least we have full sets.
First thing here is a non-DualShock PS1 controller.
Very nice. It's got some yellowing to it. I believe the guy was a smoker, because a lot of the games and stuff that we got did smell like smoke, so we had to let them air out and stuff. They don't smell as bad now, but this one actually has some cigarette staining around the handles, but it still works, so very cool.
Then we got 2 charcoal black PS2 controllers here.
2 that fully work, which is nice because these look just like the other one that doesn't work. I don't know why that one doesn't work, but anyway, at least there's 2 good working ones there, so that's awesome.
And then we got 1 emerald green PS2 controller,
which is also very nice. That one works great as well, which is very cool. I thought that was awesome to see a colored one in there. That's, a lot of the times people just had the basic colored ones, the black charcoal ones, but anyway, still very cool. Alright, now we can get into the games that came with this lot, which is very awesome. First thing here, this was funny. These 3 cases were stacked on top of all the games, and we kept looking through them, and it was actually worrying me at first because I was like, oh great, did we just buy a bunch of these? And there's 3 empty cases here. They have the manuals, but no discs. So this was kind of worrying me and Tyler because we're like, oh great, did we just buy a bunch of cases but no games in them? But that wasn't the case. These were the only 3 that were missing the games. But I can hold off to the cases, and if I find a disc only, just plop them in here. But anyways, first one here is Atari Anthology. In very nice shape, but again, no disc, but the manual looks great as well. This was one that was, heavily, smelling of smoke, cigarette smoke, but it doesn't smell that bad anymore, so that's good. Alright, next one here is Midway Arcade Treasures. Very cool. Again, no disc, but the manual is in very nice shape, so that's very cool. Not bad. Then the last one here is a pretty common title. I guess you could find it anywhere really. It's not too hard to find. And that is Sonic Mega Collection Plus. So very, very cool. The case is a little beat up, but for the most part it's there. It's got the manual and everything. So very cool. Just find a disc, put it in there. Not too big a deal. Not too shabby at all for the price compared to what we're going to show you next here with all the other games. So now we'll go ahead and get into the actual games. And this is really, really cool because there's a couple in here that I was really surprised to see in here. Alright, first one here, it's the only disc only that we had in here, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It was kind of just tossed in there, and I'm surprised it's not as beat up as I thought it would. It's not very scratched. It was just kind of thrown in there, and I would have thought it would have been, destroyed, but it's actually not too bad. But very cool. Alright, so there's that. Then we have a stack of games that are all cased, which is very cool. Oh, there is one other game I didn't show. We actually have it in a stack. You guys know what it looks like. It's a copy of Wii Sports. It's funny. It's just, the only Wii-related item they had in this bucket. It's a copy of Wii Sports. It's pretty rough. I put it in a stack. We're going to go to Games Ahoy later today and get a stack of games resurfaced. But I forgot to bring it out. But you guys know what it looks like. It's just really rough, and it's just going to get resurfaced. But, you know, just a bonus copy of Wii Sports in there.
I think there's also a GTA Vice City as well, right? That
Oh yeah, there was a GTA Vice City in there as well, and which is funny. We'll get to that in a minute. But there is a disc-only copy of Vice City in there that we're getting resurfaced as well, because it was basically thrown in for free as well. So I might as well just get resurfaced and get it fixed. But anyway, now let's continue on with the games that we have here to show you. Next one here, first complete one I guess, or in the case, is Call of Duty 2 Big Red one. Very water damaged. I'm not sure why. You know, probably someone just spilled all their juice or something on it, but it is complete. The disc looks pretty good, so that's cool. At least the game functions. That's the main part, right? So, very cool. Not bad. So there's that. This one is the one I was really happy to see in there. It'll make all the money back and then some, just on, you know, the lot. I already have a copy of this, so that is the reason, you know, I'll just be selling it off. I did some comparisons with it, and to see which one's better, you know, either this one or mine. Mine, they compete very closely. I'm just going to keep mine. But anyways, that is a very nice copy of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which is incredible. This is really a high-dollar game now, which is crazy. It's a really cool game, but it is complete with the manual and everything. The disc is in very nice shape. I am yet to find the bonus disc one, which is, you know, really, really expensive and hard to find. But anyways, that was really cool bonus to see that in there. I was impressed. That's very cool. Alright, the next one here is God of War 1. Again, got some water damage to it. I'm not sure how that happened, but this one is missing the manual. But the disc is pretty good, so that's cool. There's that one. And then here's where we get into the story. There was one copy of Vice City stacked in here, a loose disc. And then here's another couple of them. So we got two complete ones here. Well, not complete. They're missing the posters. But for the most part, they're there. I mean, there's one here with the manual and the disc. Very nice disc. And then there was the other one here. I'm not sure which one was which, but the other one here is, you know, missing the poster as well, but it's got the manual. But one of these had an extra copy of it just stuffed in there with it. And I was like, okay, so it's just a bonus copy of Vice City. I kind of figured it wouldn't work just because why would they have 3 copies of Vice City? But, you know, that's whatever. Alright, and then the last game I'll be showing out of the stack, and then Tyler will show the other half, that is Intellivision Lives, which is really cool. So, that one's also complete. So, very cool. But yeah, the Vice City stuff, that was just funny. It's just a bonus disc of Vice City, and let's get it resurfaced, and no big deal. It was a free copy of it, so there's that. Alright, so now Tyler, go ahead and show the rest of the games. There's a couple in there that, you know, are the rest that I already own, or, you know, are greatest hits and I can't keep. And then the other ones that Tyler will show are the ones I will be keeping in the collection. So, here we go.
Alright, so first one here is Jak 3.
Very cool. Greatest hits version, I believe we already have that one, so.
That one is missing the book, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. As long as the game plays, someone won't really care. They'll play it and they'll have fun with it, so that's cool.
Then we got Manhunt 2.
Very cool.
This one is complete. It's actually in really nice shape.
Yeah, that's probably is the same condition as the Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which is really nice. There was a couple in there that were really nice shape.
And then the last one that we're not going to be keeping is Red Faction.
Because it's greatest hits.
Yeah.
So.
I think we found another greatest hits copy not too long ago. It's hard to, for some reason it's hard to find a black label, but yeah.
Right.
That one's also missing the manual there.
Alright, so that is the rest of the games that we won't be keeping. Now this last few are the ones that we will be keeping, so that's cool.
First one here is Backyard Wrestling, Don't Try This at Home.
So that's the first one of the, I think there's 2 of them. I'm not positive, but I
Yeah.
think there was 2 of them.
There is 2 of them, yeah. That one is complete, obviously.
Yeah, see the manual in there? That's cool. That's good.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
That's the only one that I did not have out of the Tenkaichis, so that's very cool. That's awesome to get, you know, the trilogy of those. That's awesome.
There you go.
Very nice shape. This next one is kind of odd, to be honest with you. It's got like that same style as like the American Pie, you know, movies. It's that raunchy style game. It's funny. It's really odd, but you know I don't have it, so it's gonna go in the collection.
That's Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, I've seen that game several times at Games Ahoy and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really want to just buy it just because it's rare. I mean, if I find it, sure, but I mean, it's really not a game that I'd sit down and play. It's just one of those, you know, raunchy kind of titles. But anyway, it's there. It's complete, so it's going in the collection. So, very cool, I guess.
The story about this one, I'll just show first. Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. It is only Greatest Hits as the 50th Anniversary Edition.
We could not find any black labels anywhere online, so it was only released as a Greatest Hits version. It's, you know, Namco Museum had a release before that was a black label, then they re-released it as 50th Anniversary, and it's a Greatest Hits version only. So, but, you know, that's what makes an exception for Greatest Hits in the collection. If it's only released as a Greatest Hits, then that's what's going to go in the collection. So, still very cool, very nice condition. That was awesome.
And then the last one here is Tony Hawk's Proving Ground,
which is very cool.
This one is complete, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was, you know, a little bit more higher end of a game for, say, like, you know, price range, I'd keep it if it didn't have the manual. But I mean, if it's like a $6 game and I could probably find it anywhere and it doesn't have the manual, then I might as well just, you know, sell it and just wait for a complete one, because there's really no reason to, you know, hold up all the space with, you know, incomplete games if I don't have to. So very cool. All right, last stack of games here. This is from a, you know, pickup over at our local thrift store called Thrift. Very cool place. This was an awesome stop. I was just, you know, on my way. I usually ride my bike to the post office to drop off stuff that I sell on eBay. Anyways, the thrift store is a couple blocks away, so it's not too big a deal to ride over there. And I'm glad I stopped in this one day because it was awesome. I went, I believe, on a Thursday. Okay, and these games were not there, and then I went again on a Friday, that next day, and they were there. So this is what tells you guys, check your thrift stores often, because stuff like this happens all the time. So this is very cool. There's a huge stack of original Xbox games here, and a couple of PS2 games, which is very, very cool. I am definitely happy to see, you know, these kind of titles in the thrift store. I was just impressed. So, alright, first one here. It's one of the only PS2 games, but it's, you know, very good shape, so I was, you know, happy to pick it up. That is Grand Theft Auto 3. Very nice condition, very crispy shape. That is complete, and I do believe it has the manual, or in the poster as well, so it does, yep. So very good shape. The disc is brand new. I mean, played maybe once, and that's incredible. So that's awesome to see that. Alright, and then the rest of these are Xbox games, and then there was one PS2 game shoved in with one of these Xbox games. I'll get to that when we get there, but anyways, here we go. Let's get into them. First one here. This is the first time I've ever found this game, ever, and I thought that was awesome. And that is Conquer Live and Reloaded, which is very, very cool. Definitely not an easy game to come by. That is complete. Very nice shape. Very awesome. It looks fun. But, you know, since I'm not collecting entirely for, you know, other consoles like Xbox or anything right now because of limited space, I will not be hanging on to any of these. But hopefully in the future when I get, you know, bigger space and everything, hopefully I'll come across games like that again and, you know, I'll be able to collect for them then. But for now I just have to kind of move them along just because I don't have a whole lot of space to keep, you know, extra different consoles that I can't collect for everything right now. So, but anyway, next one here is Dead or Alive 3. Very nice shape as well. That one is also complete. Even has the mail-in card, which is cool. So that's awesome. Alright, and then the next one here, this is the one that had the extra PS2 game in it, but I'll go ahead and show it first. And that is the first Forza Motorsport, which is really cool. I actually believe I was going to keep this one, just because I don't have any games right now for the Xbox for myself, and I need one to test with and to, you know, just play if I want to play it. But this one's, you know, it's not entirely expensive, so it's not going to do me any good to sell it off by itself anyway. So, I'll go ahead and hang on to this, but very nice shape, complete, nice disc, but this game was stacked inside with it, and I just put it in a paper sleeve just to separate it, but that is a copy of Twisted Metal Black on PS2, which is funny. I just, you know, thought, you know, maybe I guess someone did have both consoles, and they just had an extra Twisted Metal Black, and they just shoved it in with Forza Motorsport, but very funny. This was just a bonus disc to throw in there with it, so that was really cool. Alright, next one here is Halo Combat Evolved, first edition. It's not the Game of the Year edition or anything like that. So this is the very first print, which is cool. And that one is complete. I do believe it has the, nope it doesn't. There's supposed to be like an extra card and stuff that goes in there with the manual. But, you know, for the most part it's there, so not bad. Nice disc too, so that's very cool. This next one I thought was really cool to see. Hardly ever see it in this condition. And that is Halo 2 Limited Collector's Edition, which is very cool. It even has the slipcover and everything, which is really, really cool. The steelbook is in very nice shape, no dents or cracks or scratches or anything like that. But very nice shape, complete, Very nice looking disc and everything. The manual looks brand new. A very, very cool find there. That was awesome. So very cool for that. Definitely don't see that every day in the condition that that's in, so that's cool. Alright, the next one here is Need for Speed Underground, which is very, very cool. This one's also 100% complete. Very nice shape. Very cool. Then we have a copy of Spider-Man 2. Very crispy. You can see the shine gloss off on that one. That one's very nice. So that's very cool. That one also is 100% complete. That's probably one of the better looking cases out of all these games. That's crazy, but it's very cool. Alright, next one here is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. Very nice shape as well. It's just got a couple scratches on the front and stuff. But that one is also 100% complete. And this one actually does have the the extra card and stuff that they throw in with the Star Wars games and stuff like that. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. Very cool. That was awesome to see that in there. At least it shows that it's 100% complete and it was well taken care of, so that's cool. Alright, and this one was cool to find as well. And that is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, which is also in very nice shape, very crispy condition. So that one's also 100% complete. Again, this one has the card at the end, which is right there. Very nice. So very, very cool. Both of the Star Wars games there have very nice, completeness. So that's cool. Alright, and then the last one here, which is very cool. I had not seen this version of it before either. And this is really cool, and that is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It's the Game of the Year edition, which is very cool. And that's also in very good shape. Just got a couple of scratches and whatnot on the case, but that's basically what the case is for, is to protect the game. So, but very nice shape. The disc looks very good, and this has all of the poster or the map and the card and everything, the manual. Everything's in there. So very, very cool. So definitely awesome to find that in there as well. And the total after all that was $28 and some change for tax, which was, or no, it was $28 solid because of the donation. So $28 for all those games, guys, is incredible. That was an awesome stop. These weren't not half off, but I knew as soon as if I were to leave without those there, like 10 minutes later, someone would probably came in and got them. I was surprised they were still there when I got there because I'm sure they were probably sitting there all day long. So, but that was very, very cool. Definitely an awesome price for 28 bucks. I cannot complain at all. So. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends. It really helps me and Tyler out. We really love seeing you guys coming back every week and seeing our new stuff and seeing what we have gotten, and sharing your comments and thanking, liking the stuff. And we thank you guys a lot for that. It's really awesome to see you guys and, giving the positive feedback and everything. It's just really cool. So, anyways, games are still out there, guys. They're still season for getting games at garage sales and stuff. It's still going on. So, we just got through our first week of school, so we're kind of a little bit slow, but we're trying to work our way back into the school mind of set because, just after summer and stuff, you just kind of, you're brain dead. But anyways, we're working our way back into it. But anyways, thank you guys again. Happy gaming as always, and we will see you guys next time. See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.